experience like in the beginning with StoryHeights?
We went and it was at the high school, right?
Yeah.
Actually, no, we went to Pine Manor.
Yeah.
I don't know, it was a good vibe. People were friendly. After the service, we talked with, I think it was Steve, and we just got to know him, and we just really liked his personality, liked how he represented StoryHeights.
He and Allie were both really, really friendly.
Yeah.
We really didn't even know them that well. They came to our housewarming and then came to my birthday, and it was kind of, I mean, we just kind of became friends with them really fast, so.
I was away for work. I went to Hawaii for close to 6 months. I know Emily kept on. She went to Southie even though I was on travel. So she kind of built up the relationship with other people of the church. And when I came back, I was very eager to be where she was with how she was planted with the church, how much she was volunteering. And I was just like, wow, you know, it kind of pushed me to be more involved and be part of the church.
And Southie was kind of like my family here. My family is all in Virginia. It's not here at all. He has some family here, but it was really awesome to like get plugged into a community here and have friends that, you know, kind of embraced me during this transition because he was gone a lot, and it was really, it was nice to have people to like lean on during that time. I really wanted a church that was spirit-filled, that, you know, didn't put the Holy Spirit on display, but also didn't hide the Holy Spirit. That was really important to me. But also worship was like a huge aspect for me. I really wanted a place that unashamedly worshiped, and it wasn't like a weird thing to raise your hands or to like cry out to God, and to even, you know, allow yourself to be broken before God. Like that was really important to me because, you know, I grew up in church, and some of the churches I went to, it was like very stuffy, and you couldn't like, it was very much like, you know, sit down and be quiet. Like when the music was playing, like everyone was like chanting it together, and it was kind of awkward. And I just really, like, worship has been, since I became a Christian 12 years ago, it's been very, very important to me. So that was part of why I fell in love with StoryHeights.
Yeah, and I think for me, this whole new non-denominational church was new to me. You know, I kind of was raised in the Catholic environment and kind of went away from the church, and not until we met in Texas, where actually our first date was actually at a church church event. It was like an adult Tuesday evening, young adult Tuesday night get together at the church, and that was our first date. And I was like, you know, I'll give it a shot. I've heard good things about it, about this church. Kind of showed a different aspect of church. So I was kind of relying on her experience to see what she liked in a church, and she knew what I liked. And she picked StoryHeights, so I was like, let's go, why not, again.
Our whole relationship, I've always just prayed and let God deal with things, because I didn't want to be one of those wives that would be like nagging a husband. So I would just pray and ask God to do something and to like speak to Jason, and God would do all the work and I wouldn't do anything at all, which I think works out better anyways, because when you try and do things yourself, you always mess it up. So I would just pray and be like, God, do this in his heart, and then he would, and I'd be like, all right, that worked out.
I was kind of drifting away from church, but because I met Emily, it brought me back, and it brought me back in a way that it was a lot stronger than even, you know, before, when I was drifting away. And, you know, I kind of have to, I thank Emily for being in my life to allow that to happen. So, and I think, you know, it's definitely something, it's like God sent Emily to force me back into the church path.
For me, you know, my heart is definitely worship and serving on that aspect. And even in my quiet time, like I find myself like just wanting to have like worship time with God. Levi too. We spend a lot of time worshiping during the week.
Yeah, and it got me closer to God, and like I said, building that relationship, because I've drifted away, brought back, and learning a lot more, just knowing a lot more about God and His Word, and just bringing me closer. It's bringing me closer to Him than I've ever had in my life.